Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Sonichu.
This is the very last of the Sonichu specials.
Aww.
And this is something that actually sort of happened, but we'll get to that.
What? So I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Tony knows all this, so I'm experiencing this with you guys still.
I am rushing at the maximum speed limit of 65 miles per hour.
Maximum speed limit.
Traveling over 100 miles to rescue my sweetest Casey from that lying copycat Chris. I want her to be happy, and I have treated her with more TLC respect and understanding than he has. And I know that he could never truly treat her right.
What I'm curious is he actually has his license?
Oh yeah, he has a license.
He can actually drive?
Yeah,
neither of us have our license.
He's a terrible driver. But yeah, there's a video of him where it's a tour of where he lives. So he gives a tour of Ruckersville, Virginia.
Really?
Yeah, and he's just driving around, and it's so annoying.
Huh.
And he pulls up like to a McDonald's, and he gives like a fucking 3-minute rant on why this McDonald's is positioned in such a way that it annoys him.
What?
It's bad. All right.
All right. 65 miles an hour. Chris, you get your hands off Stacy, you damn dirty troll.
Casey.
Tracy, you damn dirty troll. She left you and came with me on her own free will. She's mine now, so let her be. All right, you're never anybody's property. I'm going to point that out.
No, I will have her alive. I'll skin her alive, Chris.
I will skin you alive, Christian. Yes. No. Thank you. Thank God, Christian, help me. What is going on in that last panel? Did he just like bulk up?
He just like stabbed, and then like Chris went behind him
and just lost all. He like sucked the mass out of his head into his chest to bulk him up.
Not even human. Not even human.
A Lamau. You know what I imagine Chris is in like a fight? I imagine he's like a Pac-Man frog where he kind of like inflates himself and just hisses.
Yeah, just like squeals.
Yeah.
Get off my Sonichu!
Okay. So he kicks him in the back and like makes him bleed from that.
That gun looks a little weird, doesn't it?
That looks like a Luger, if that's the correct pistol. I'm not good with guns.
You remember the original Megatron could transform into a gun?
That's that, isn't it?
That's what that is. He has that original Megatron, and one of the first videos Chris ever made and put on the internet was him shooting a Luger at a picture of a guy he didn't like. And that Luger is the Megatron that shot darts. That gun that's drawn right there is that Megatron toy.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll live, but never impersonate or lie that greatly ever again. So he shot a man in the ankles. You know, something that you can recover from, but didn't shoot him in the knees where he would never be able to walk again, you know?
Yeah.
Just kind of shoots him in the shin.
Yeah. Also,
we're not talking about he just shot somebody.
Why did he kick him in the back, but he landed on his butt?
You know what he did? I'm seeing it now. See how he grabbed him from behind?
That dude's got back pockets on his front.
Don't you?
I mean, I've got front pockets on my front.
True. But what he's grabbing him right now, that's from fucking Naruto. He's like grabbing his arms backwards.
Why is Chris's pants like
halfway down?
Square.
SpongeBob's. Yeah, it's SpongeBobby.
That's fucking weird, dude.
But what he's doing, he's like grabbing his arms, and then I guess he's like kicking his arms out, like trying to dislocate him, like fucking Naruto. Yeah, that happened. Like someone grabs their arms,
pussy no jutsu,
like backwards, and then just like does like, and kicks them out. It's
later at Casey's.
At Susie's house. I'm just gonna make up a different name every single time. Yo, Susie Christian, thanks for rescuing my sister from that crazy Samba.
Yeah, my boy. My boy.
My boy.
You have done a great service for my daughter and all of Korodai. I salute you, sir.
Squadala. Squadala. Not the pit. It burns.
Fucking
CGI just happening.
I like how he's popping a boner right in front of him.
He's like, yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting that ass.
So what was the. What?
Yep.
Now, wow, Susan. You sure can pick out a hot man in comparison to the other guy who was a geeky twerp.
I would have had my boys at the office hunt that creep down for the safety of my big, thick, fat girl.
Thick. And then they kiss. And this is after he got married.
Yeah. This is after Ivy.
Poor
Those high heels, though. Look at
Those high with that
quality.
With that wood 1 foot up.
All right, I'm gonna go back a couple pages.
Give me
some backstory here.
Give me an explanation of what's going on right now.
So Casey was a troll, obviously.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, Casey was actually a 13-year-old boy. Casey marks a turning point in the Chris Chan story where weens started to really be a problem.
Weens?
Now, weens are what it's called, people that sort of troll Chris, but not in an innocent way. They do so in a way to hurt him.
Okay.
Or take money from him. Things that are malicious. That's what a ween is.
Okay,
or if you're just harassing him just to be an asshole. Like, it's not like it's not for ha-has anymore. It's because you were a bad person.
Okay.
That was like if we spent a whole episode just saying how we want to kill Chris. That's like being a ween. All right.
Okay.
Now this was probably the first instance I think of a ween. Casey, after he revealed that he was a boy to Chris, he blackmailed Chris with like photos and shit. And there's like a 45-minute just text only phone call where he has Chris chop up his medallion, come on it, and stick it up his ass.
Oh.
Which Chris does.
Oh.
In front of him on webcam.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
In front of this boy. He also does other things. I don't remember specifically off the top of my head. That's the big one there. Now Casey, this other troll is Liquid Chris. Or he's Solid Chris, I don't remember. But
Solid Chris.
There's Solid Chris and Liquid Chris, both in a saga. There's a guy who came out, started making videos where he dresses in a brown striped shirt. To
be Chris.
To be Chris and counterplay Chris's like American striped shirt. And he acts like Chris, has all of his mannerisms, and he does things that Chris does, but better.
Okay.
Chris plays the Guitar Hero thinking it's a real guitar. This guy actually plays the guitar and makes a video where he sings like Chris tries to, and he does it well. He's everything Chris wishes he could be. And in the troll world, essentially, Casey was kidnapped and held hostage, not by this Chris, but held captive by somebody else. So Chris drove really far to go rescue Casey. I don't know if this was Chris rescuing somebody else, but this was the only time he's left Virginia, really.
Really?
He's left Virginia about, like, maybe twice, 3 times. That was one of them. This was probably the second time. The first time was for, like, a party or a reunion. So I believe he changed that story. When he got to the house that he was told to go to rescue her, it was just some old black woman's abandoned-ass house that she lived in. She's like, yo, bro, go home.
What?
You ate my delivery, Popeyes. So, yeah. I believe he changed this in his headcanon to he's rescuing Casey from this Nega Chris. Now, also within the troll story, Chris marries Casey. And they're married now. As far as Chris knows, he actually believes that those two are legitimately married right now.
Really?
Yeah. There's a video where Chris is crying, and it's like completely fake bullshit crying. About how she's marrying him and not him. Also, you'll notice that he says, she left you and came to me on her own free will. That's not true. What actually happened is that Chris thought, I can pretend to be this other Chris who's pretending to be me to seduce Casey. Because he knew that Casey was dating him, I say with air quotes.
Okay.
Now, obviously, the trolls knew he was pretending. Like, he got Casey's number and then called her up and then pretended to be him. And obviously he sounds nothing like the other guy, and he's got all of his fucking fucked up Chris mannerisms and speech problems. So they then, like, she pretended to know that it was him. You can hear it in a phone call, but at one point, he forgets that he was pretending to be the other guy.
Oh, no.
And she has to correct him. And he just, like, forgets that it happened. It's great.
That's funny.
Yeah. But that's the story behind this. This comic is interesting, not because of what's happening in it, but because of the stuff around it. And that shooting part right here is the basis. He drew this to impress Casey, but this was the basis for her, quote-unquote, breaking up with him. Because she's like, I'm dating that guy because he's awesome. You just drew a comic where you shot him. You're fucked up. And this
Casey was just that 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Wow. People went
If
to
I
some
remember, if I
fucking
remember
leagues.
correctly, I believe Casey was the 13-year-old boy.
People went to some fucking crazy leagues to fuck with this guy, huh?
Oh yeah, but the thing is, a lot of these people didn't have to do much.
Yeah.
They would give him a basic thing, and he would roll with it.
That's really true, like the Pickles thing.
Yep, like the Pickles thing.
The Pickles thing was just a one-time event, and then
Yeah,
ever since.
He rolled with that.
Huh.
Here's the thing with trolling Chris that you got to understand. These people went through a lot of leagues to do a lot of really cool shit, but none of it was really malicious, you could say.
It was all in, like, good
This one
fun.
was really malicious. The weaning at the end with having him physically hurt himself by putting something up his ass. It was like
Yeah.
it was like sharp, you know.
Sharp fucking
Medallion
shitty,
pieces.
shitty fucking
Crayola model fucking magic.
Crayola model magic. You go fucking break a piece off of that and put that in your butthole. See how that feels.
I don't I don't approve of the things that kid did.
Yeah, it's kind of because you got at the end of the day, you got to remember that he is retarded.
He's a person.
He is a person, and he's also retarded, so he doesn't understand why people do this shit. And if it's just for ha-has, like, okay, whatever. But when you're like physically hurting the kid to make him laugh, to get laughs,
Chris made a video all on his own making fun of 9/11. Trolls didn't have anything to do about that.
Chris will do fucking stupid shit by himself.
Chris does stupid shit by himself, and if you give him a base outline of something that's happening, like, here's this girl that you could date, and here's an evil nega version of yourself, he'll roll with it and do shit. But you don't need to just explicitly tell him, haha, I have these pictures of you, shove shit up your ass. That's just not... That's when it crosses the line, for me.
Yeah. Because he is, in essence, he does have the mind of, like, a fucking 5-year-old.
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
And, like, could you imagine doing that to a 5-year-old? It fucks him up.
It does. It fucks him up real bad.
Like, there's a reason...
Trust me, he was already fucked up. And at the end of the day, Chris is a horrible person. He is a horrible, garbage human being. Just, let's get rid of all the stuff that the trolls have ever done to him, okay?
He's pretty bad as it is.
He was horrible before the trolls came up out of nowhere, all right? He has always been terrible. The Wikipedia has extensive, probably more shit than we have on fucking presidents. We have shit on his early life, what he's been like, accounts from real people. He's a horrible human being, but that doesn't mean that he deserves to be harmed.
Shit on like this, yeah.
Physically harmed. That's not okay.
Because it's like one thing to pull a prank on somebody and be like, it's just a prank, bro. But if, like, you just went up and just punched somebody in the face just to punch somebody in the face, people are going to look at you like you're the dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just...
And, like...
This was just... The Casey part of this was so good. This was such a great trolling escapade time for Chris. There was some real good ha-has, but it's really the ending that just sours it all.
Yeah. Because he is, like... I don't know. There's a reason he became that, what's it called? That he is now. That like, transgender thing.
There's theories as to why that happened.
I think it's just because he got shit on so bad as a boy. Like...
Somebody told him...
It's also because he wanted to get laid.
That's the main reason.
And I think that if he said, like, went up to a girl and said, I'm a lesbian, I'm a man who identifies as a woman, and I'm a lesbian, like...
It's the main...
The fuck thing is that works nowadays, but...
As far as I know, the main reason for why he is like that now is because somebody gave him advice. They said, Chris, maybe you'll have an easier chance finding a woman if you get in touch with your feminine side.
Oh, he took it literally.
Yeah. And to the extremes.
To the extreme!
I mean, he's from the 90s, you know?
I mean, yeah, we are too, but...
That's true.
Ugh, man.
Only 90 kids will get this video, guys.
Yo, Furbies.
Yo, Furby, though?
Fucking Furbies turning on in the middle of the night.
Turn me on in the middle of the night.
Henry's... Fucking goddamn it, Tony! You guys need to stop. You guys have similar voices. It pisses me off.
Alright, I think that'll be the end of this video, guys.